Now, on to some do's and don'ts under this Aries new moon transit. Number 1, pause before you react. With so much Aries energy in the air firing off, our instincts are going to be sharp. And the desire to move is going to be almost instinctive. Even taking a few deep breaths before we act can help us avoid overreacting or making impulsive mistakes. Number 2, channel your energy in a positive way. Physical activity is a wonderful way to release aggression without harming others. Getting into a creative project, starting something new, or finishing something that was already started. Intense energy flow is pleasurable even when it doesn't cause conflict or harm others. Thirdly, this transit is calling for boundaries. The moon's tension with the ascendant and descendant can trigger relationship issues. So speak your truth calmly but firmly. Protect your independence without making things worse. Some of the things you don't want to do under an Aries new moon are reacting out of anger. Because the thing about fire signs, and this is coming from someone who is a Sagittarius stellium, so I'm very familiar with our fire, and I am very comfortable in our fire because Sagittarius is, after all, the most mature of all the fire signs. So when we get in our fire bag energy and we're ready to burn, baby, we don't stop until we get there. We don't stop until there's ashes all the way to the ground and you cannot find anything identified. Any minor slight can feel like an attack under, this Pluto moon influence. So it's important to be aware of your impulsivity because the impulsivity can make conflict worse. Conflict is a part of life. It's unavoidable. All of us have to deal with it. We're here to learn how to resolve conflict to make our relationships better, not how to react without thinking or even with the aim of destroying our relationships. Number 2, don't ignore your vulnerability. Aries, as the infant of the zodiac, is actually quite sensitive. We don't talk enough about that in the astrology community. We focus more on the war and the bravado of Mars and the combustible energy of Aries, but we never ask ourselves, why do they do that? Why they're always ready to draw their weapon and fight? And the answer is simple, is for self-protection. Well, why do they need to protect themselves? Because they feel vulnerable. They feel exposed. Okay? Pushing it down turns intensity into frustration and anger. So whenever you're feeling feelings, it's important to acknowledge them and communicate them in relationship so that they can be addressed, they can be labeled appropriately, managed appropriately. But suppressing them is only going to feed the fire further. So do not deny your sensitivity, your vulnerability, and do not ignore it. All right? Moving on to the last don't take on too much or isolate yourself. Ambition and idealism are going to be very strong under this Aries new moon, but overloading yourself with work or cutting off social connections can actually hurt your long-term goals because Aries functions best when they incorporate Libra's energy, which is their sister sign. The other side of Aries is Libra. Aries functions best when they work in partnership because they're fully capable of doing it all on their own. But when they can conceptualize a reality where other people can be helpful, it takes their imagination, their creativity to a whole nother level. The core idea here is to act boldly but thoughtfully. Stand up for your independence and protect it while staying connected to your feelings. Okay? This is fire with purpose. So it needs to be grounded.